Oh, man, this looks like a good book. Robert Crais is on the phone. He wrote a book called The Wanted, and if you're a fan of Robert Crais, and I think you're not alone, I see a lot of positive comments on Amazon for this one. This is an Elvis Cole and Joe Pike novel. Robert Crais is on the phone to talk to us about the new book. It's I think it was a top seller. Let me look at it real quickly. Yep, sure is. Good morning, Robert. How are you?
I'm great, Larry. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. I'm dealing with a cold. Where were you calling from?
Los Angeles.
How's that out in L.A.? I want to go to L.A. I haven't been there in 40 years.
Well, you know, considering what's happening in the middle and northeast and south with all this cold terror, I hate to say, but, you know, it's like beautiful here.
Well, usually we're the ones who rub it into our guests.
Yeah.
Anyway, you've got a number one book in a couple of different categories with this one, and it only came out a couple months ago? When? Or not even a couple months ago?
No, it only came out a week ago.
Wow!
So,
wow!
You know, it's gotten a great response. You know, I'm really lucky. I've got a great readership for the Elvis Cole and Joe Pike novels, and they've been laying in wait for this one, and they're all over it, and it's getting a great reception.
So it must be similar to a listenership, like when you do a radio show for a while, you know a lot of the people, not all of them, but a lot of the people who somehow get in touch with you. Does the same thing happen for you with your readers?
Sure, absolutely, and it becomes really a close relationship. You know, I'm launching a coast-to-coast tour. I'll go around the country to a variety of bookstores doing appearances, and you know, most of the people who show up have been with me for years. You know, I know many of them by first names. We'll see, and we've got sort of like an Elvis Cole, Joe Pike family, and I really enjoy that. It's a great give and take with my readership.
That is awesome.
Your book is really, really marvelous because it sort of veers from the way usual thriller suspense novels are, because you're focusing on the family in here, and that is very touching.
It's important to me, and it's also important to the character Elvis Cole. You know, it rather than the stereotype characters that you see too often, I like fully formed, multi-dimensional characters who live in a world that I understand. And Elvis Cole, by his nature, is an all-in, caring guy who recognizes the importance of friends and family. With this book, I get to confront that and deal with it. You know, Elvis Cole's a guy who he would like to be married. He's not. He's single. He came close a couple of times. It hasn't happened. But there's some deep part of him that wants a family. He'd like to be married. He'd like to be a father, have children. Through the clients who come to him in The Wanted, Devin Connor, who's a single mom raising a teenage son by herself, and her son Tyson, who's an awkward, you know, shy kid, basically a good kid, but now he's gone astray. You know, Elvis gets that family I think he's looking for.
I think the comment you made about the multidimensional characters, I think many people want exactly that. I mean, I guess the exception would be James Bond. He doesn't have much to him. I mean, he's basically just a womanizer and a shoot-'em-up guy.
Yeah,
you know?
he's a hunk with a gun.
With a gun. But so I don't know. He's the exception, but I think a lot of people do want the multidimensional. Maybe it's a modern day thing. I don't know.
Well, listen, I can only speak for me, and in that, before I was a writer, I was a reader. I'm still a reader, and what I like to read is characters who I can relate to, even if they're the bad guys. I mean, I want there to be aspects to their characters and to what they say, what they do, that I can relate to, and that doesn't mean approve of, but that means that they're accessible. As a reader, I want a thriller that propels me from page to page. I want I want there, rather than like a sort of a monotone one note scenario. I want stories that will make me make me laugh, make me cringe, make me scared. So the reader part of me tells the writer part of me, hey, this is what you need to do to entertain me. So, and hopefully, if I'm entertained by it, that my readers are entertained by it also.
Was there an aha moment to kick this one off? I mean, when did the idea for this particular story take hold?
I can tell you that exactly. I'm a very visual person, and ideas never come from things like a cool notion for a plot or what they come from is like an emotional flash I'll have on a character. I know nothing else about it. In this book, it was Elvis Cole alone one evening in his house in his A-frame, which he shares with his cat, and all I saw was Elvis Cole standing there in the darkness and the shadows. The cat was there, and one line came to me, because he felt kind of melancholy in that moment. And the line was, I don't have kids, I have a cat. And I was so moved by that moment, by the loss and the yearning that was expressed in that moment. That was like the emotional harpoon
that
went into me. So I knew I had a story. I just had to build it. And The Wanted is the result.
That's actually very fascinating to me. I mean, to think that was what launched the whole book. That one little visual. That's amazing, really. It says something about the
all writers are different.
I'm sorry?
I said, I guess all writers are different, but that's my method. Invariably, every book, that's what happens.
And you've also made the bad guys very complex. Harvey and Stems,
I hate... Yeah, Harvey and Stems. I hate one-note cardboard cutout villains. They're too easy to write, and I don't find them interesting. So I needed really worthy adversaries for Elvis Cole and Joe Pike in this book. But I decided, rather than whoever, I want to do the sort of like the flip side mirror reflection of Elvis and Joe. So I went with a duo, Harvey and Stems, and they've got a history together, and they talk about that history, but they also have lives outside of their work as investigator hitmen, and they talk about those things. And I just turned them loose, and I watched what happened, and it was fascinating because they would make me laugh, they would make me cringe, they would horrify me by the stuff that was coming, but at the same time, I just found them so entertaining. They were among my favorite scenes to write in the book.
It's reached #1 in a couple different categories on Amazon, and your readers are giving you really good reviews. I have a copy of the book here. It's called The Wanted by Robert Crais. Call me if you want the copy that was sent to me. The rest of us have to go buy it. Robert, before you say goodbye, do you have a website?
I do. RobertCrais.com. I'm also on Facebook at The Real Robert Crais and Instagram at Robert Crais.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us this morning, and come back with the next one.
Larry, Robin, I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Matt Wilkerson from Verizon. You work all day, right? So why would you want to spend your night out shopping for that new phone? Well, Marion County, let me and Verizon help you out. I can deliver to your home or office, saving you precious time. Phone, tablets, internet, home phones, even accessories. Whatever you need, we will deliver free of charge. Call me at the store, 352-528-0020. That's 528-0020.
Here are today's headlines from the source. WOCA Interstate 10 is now open in North Florida, and the winter storm warnings are discontinued for the state, but it's still very cold in Florida. The cold front moved down the Florida peninsula.